So Dargan and I actually met on a forum, an international forum, and the question was posed, where's everybody from? And we had each put in the comments where we were from, and I think maybe I saw Raleigh, and I was like, and, cold called her.
Yep, and we met in Durham.
We met up in Durham.
Yeah.
Not sure why. I think it's because they had a zero waste grocery store.
Yes.
And we didn't have anything around here.
Yes. And that's it. And Towards Zero Waste was born. We started as a meetup group and kind of grew from there. Our group got bigger and bigger. We started on social media. Then we decided to become an LLC. We did that for a year, and we realized quickly that was not our... it wasn't a good fit for what we wanted with Towards Zero Waste, where we wanted Towards Zero Waste to go. So then in 2020... we became a nonprofit.
I think the reason I agreed that we should definitely move towards being a nonprofit was because we wanted to engage. We were engaging with individuals, and it felt like we were making an impact with individuals. But after 4 years of just existing, I kind of thought that our just being here and existing in this area would create change. And it did in a small way, but if we really wanted to be impactful, we needed to be able to take advantage of things like grants that you can get if you're a nonprofit, or relationships with organizations, relationships with governments. And so that's why we took that step. Just so happened that it was started in 2020 when COVID came. And so we quickly went from a lot of being together in groups and having film screenings and things that we've been doing for a while to Zoom, like everyone else.
Absolutely. I think COVID actually slowed us down a little bit, and we were able to really organize, and we had several volunteers step up, and we actually formed an executive committee. So we have a volunteer director, we have an IT director, and we have a social media and marketing director now. And we would definitely not be where we are today if we didn't have that team in place, for sure.
Absolutely.
They're an amazing group of people.
So early on, when it was just Dargan and me, she's very organized. I'm not so much. And so I think there was probably a little bit of frustration on her part trying to make the engine run smoothly with me over here. So another part about becoming a nonprofit that helped is that suddenly we had a board, and we had quite a few people who were really willing to get on our board and got behind our message. And we quickly formed an executive team, which I think was a big relief to Dargan to have people who knew what they were doing and who were organized and who were passionate. I was passionate, but maybe not so much getting things done. And so it was really, I think that really helped us sit back and do the groundwork that we needed to do to be effective. One of the things that's been surprising and humbling is the support from volunteers that we've gotten, and committed volunteers, and also the donations that have come in from people who care about what we're doing and see our message and want to support it. And every time that happens, I feel teary-eyed right now just thinking about what our budget looks like compared to what it looked like in the beginning when it was just us. I don't know, it makes you feel like it's not just that you feel like you are able to do more when you have people behind you pushing.
Yeah, Towards Zero Waste is a volunteer led organization. We have no paid employees. Having a team of dedicated volunteers that we have, it's I agree. It's been totally surprising that these people are so committed to our organization.
Yeah, and fun.
Yeah. And
we have a good time.
We do. Yes.
But as far as the what we've been able to get through being a nonprofit, I think we've been pleasantly surprised by when we had to do our first pivot from an in-person event, which was we were doing a screening of Just Eat It. And we pivoted to Zoom, and we had a huge audience for that first Zoom screening, and that was exciting. A lot of engaged people, and that's when we realized, well, actually, we might be able to make some impact even during COVID. And I think when you're in zero waste and you're concerned about what's going in the landfill, and then you have this virus come in, and you've got disposable masks, everybody worried about, wipes, cleanliness, all the bulk options at the grocery stores were suddenly cut. So it was hard at first to live zero waste during that time until the science caught up and said, okay, actually it is safe to move forward with this lifestyle. But I think being able to still talk about it and talk about moving the needle and talk about changes that we could make, and I think that really helped us keep going.
So we were very intentional about having the word toward in our organization's name. Mm-hmm. Living a zero waste lifestyle is not easy. And we didn't want to deter anybody from trying to make the small steps that they need to make to live a zero waste lifestyle. So toward is very important.
Right. One of our first blogs, I think, was called "It's Not About the Jar," and we both had jars. So the word toward is very intentional in the title of our organization. We talked a lot about how do we introduce zero waste concepts to people without overwhelming them or without intimidating them. I think, we both found zero waste lifestyle through reading a book called Zero Waste Home. And kind of our shero is Bea Johnson, who has just a ball jar of trash a year for her family of 4. And we both know that that's not here, not where we are in our lives with our families. Dargan's got a family of 5 mm-hmm. with a dog and a cat. Mm-hmm. And with my family of 4, and we now have a dog as well, the jar just wasn't going to happen. But we have made a jar. Dargan has a jar that mm-hmm. she filled in a week, mm-hmm. Not a year. And so you can decrease the amount of waste that you're sending to the landfill without feeling like you have to fit it into one small jar. Right. So I decided in 2019 that I was going to figure out exactly how much garbage we were sending to the landfill. And so January 1st, we started with an empty 95-gallon bin, the rolly cart that you pull out to your street usually on a weekly basis. I had already spent a few years kind of honing in the zero waste lifestyle, knew where to get my beans and peanut butter and soap and all the refill places that I used. I had a pretty good habits set up. And that year, we rolled our garbage cart out in November. At the end of November, right before Thanksgiving. And so, it was really exciting. 11 months.
I think that's all we need.
Do you want to say something else?